I'm honored to be able to introduce two of the alumna who are here. The first one is the first ABC graduate ever in 1974, and the other is another graduate who's very notable, and so I really appreciate the whole community coming out to celebrate. Well, a friend told me about the organization about 16 years ago, and my husband and I have been host parents for 4 different young ladies over these 16 years, and it's been very rewarding. And I would say the most important thing is that my children learned about, like, there are people other than themselves, and it helped them develop more empathy for other people and understanding, and overall it just feels like a very effective program. Well, to be honest, it's not easy sometimes, but I think just like, any relationship, you get to know the person and they get to know you, and if you're flexible, it works out. I hope that more people in the Wellesley community learn about Wellesley ABC and that they help support this very effective program, because so many of the 80 alumni have really achieved great things, and a lot of them are really appreciative of the education they got at Wellesley High School. And so I think it's really important to sustain this program, and I hope people keep supporting it.
And what's it been like since then?
It's been good. Life's been a journey, sometimes you have things planned out. It takes a detour and it goes a different way, and it's all good. You get learnings. I think I always chalk it up to, in the good times and the bad times, there's always something to learn along the way. So it's been good. I've been blessed. Yes, yeah. And I don't know. I don't know if I would have immediately had the opportunities. For instance, just being able to get the education that I got from Wellesley High School, to be able to study abroad during my junior year, during the summer, be exposed to so many opportunities. Maybe I would have, but it might have taken longer. So I'm grateful for the program.
A lot of young ladies who probably deserve to don't get a chance. What do you think about that?
I'm very passionate about equity in education, and after I got the education I got at Wellesley, my passion for that was like every student deserves an education like that. So even now in my current job, I volunteer at different high schools across the Chicagoland, and I'm mindful, and I kind of pick up on, my goodness, like even from textbooks to resources available, like I wish they had the bandwidth that I had when I was at Wellesley. So that's my wish. I always say we can have standardized tests, we can have standardized education, but that's a whole other ballgame. But that's my hope, that everyone gets a good quality education.
So Courtney, tell me about your ABC experience.
Well, so far I've been a little homesick, but overall I think I'm doing better. Also, the experience has been really fun. The people in the house are really supportive and everything.
What do you like best about Wellesley High School?
I like all the opportunities there. I like all the extracurricular activities. Like right now I'm doing intro to engineering, so in the future I can do robotics, wood shop, things like that. So yeah.
What's the toughest thing about going to Wellesley High School?
I feel like my previous education, it's based off, at Wellesley it's based off your middle school education. So I have to take like an extra class, a VHS class, virtual learning class, because I wasn't prepared for the geometry course. So I'm taking geometry and algebra at the same time. So it's a lot to balance, but overall I think I'm doing pretty good.
Early on it's very hard, of course, because you don't think that they're mature enough to handle those endeavors on their own, but so far so good. The opportunity for the education, the program, the curriculum, it's well worth it. So I just took the chance and let that be that.
You must be very proud of it.
Always.
I'm so honored and happy to be here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of this great program. I was the first graduate. I haven't been back to Wellesley, so I took this opportunity to come back and meet all these great people, other alums, the current scholars, board members, administration. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful day. And actually we started last night with a great dinner with some of the board members. And then today we took a tour of the new school, which was awesome. And again, just so happy to be here.
How do you think your high school experience has changed with her?
Well, the world has changed. You know, when you look at between, COVID and what's happening politically in this country, it's a totally different experience than when I was here. Social media is something else also where, we didn't have that growing up. We didn't have to worry about, what was being posted on TikTok or Instagram, so I find that the whole world has changed. So it's I think a little bit more difficult for today's scholars.
I'm senior pastor of the Wellesley Village Church, and we are so happy to have you here tonight. Welcome, ABC. Welcome to all of you in every role and every way that you are connected to one of the finest organizations I know. Give yourselves a hand. Wellesley Village Church is very honored to host you tonight, to host ABC on their 50th anniversary. I'm very proud to say that Wellesley Village Church was part of founding ABC 50 years ago, and like many at Wellesley Village Church, our vision statement is to choose love and make it real. And I can think of no better organization to partner with in making that vision come to life than ABC. ABC chooses love and makes it real as we bring incredibly talented young women into our community and support them in their becoming exactly the people that they are called to be. So what an honor it is to join together tonight in celebration of that mission that has been happening for 50 years. John and I, my husband John and I, were blessed to be host parents to Shabab Tariq. She graduated 2 years ago. We're proud of her. She's a sophomore now at Boston University. I'm curious, how many other alumni host families might there be in the room, or current host families? Isn't it one of the most honorable, honoring, and pleasurable and joyful things you have done? There are many thank yous to say tonight, and those will come later in the program. But before we move forward, I want to say a special thank you to a couple of people who are members of Wellesley Village Church and great volunteers for ABC. I'm going to look through the window into the kitchen over there and hope that I can get Executive Chef Gary Ardler to wave at us. I don't know if he's working hard. Gary volunteers with his heart and soul in so many ways in this community, in this church, and he is the force behind Village Table, which is an organization that our church hosts that helps feed the hungry in the community and helps host people for special events like this. We're so grateful for Gary and his incredible volunteer angels that have been working since Thursday to prepare tonight's meal for us. I also want to give a shout out to Becky Georginas, who is a member of Village Church. Becky can make anything happen. Now the secret's out of the bag and everybody go after you, but thank you, Becky, and your husband, Chris, who's also helping tonight. Again, we're so grateful to be able to host tonight's celebration, to enjoy food and fellowship together. If you would just join me in a word of blessing. Holy One, we know that you are love, and you call us together to create communities of love where people can flourish. Thank you for the mission we share that brings us together tonight. Thank you for the food from the earth and the hands that prepare it, and thank you for the opportunity to share it in festive and celebrative fellowship. Us and this we ask. God bless. Amen. And now your slideshow for the evening. Lights.
Okay. Good evening. On behalf of the Wellesley ABC Board and the whole community, I want to start off with a huge thank you. Okay. I'd like to start off with a huge thank you to the Reverend Sarah Butter and the Wellesley Village Church for hosting us. It's, as Sarah had mentioned, it's very fitting that we're here tonight because it was volunteers from the Wellesley Village Church who got together with some other churches in Wellesley and repaired the original ABC house in preparation for the first scholars to move in. So it feels like we've come full circle, and you've welcomed us with open arms tonight, so we're very grateful. We are also very grateful, not to be redundant here, for Gary Arthur, our wonderful professional chef, who has put together our delicious menu this evening. We're so fortunate to have such a wonderful meal to share together. So now I'd just like to recognize some people that have been very important to Wellesley ABC over the last 50 years. First of all, the founders and the early volunteers of ABC. Without their vision and their determination to get this up and running 50 years ago, we wouldn't be here today. We'd also like to collectively recognize the resident directors, resident tutors, host families, academic advisors, board members, drivers, college consultants, and all the volunteers that have worked countless hours to do their best to make Wellesley ABC a home away from home for our scholars. We'd like to especially recognize one person who has been part of ABC for all of those 50 years, Jim Barr. Current scholars in math, just as he has done every school year for the last 50 years. It's because of his dedication and his long contribution to ABC that it's been decided to make the new ABC house officially the Jim Barr Wellesley ABC house. We would also like to recognize the Wellesley Public Schools, and especially Wellesley High School. Dr. Chisholm is in attendance tonight. Thank you for being here. Without the support of the school administration and staff, and the past administrations over the 50 years, Wellesley ABC could not exist. Wellesley High School, its wonderful teachers and staff have been true friends to the program and critical to the success of every scholar over the last 50 years. Finally, the most important people we want to recognize tonight, our alumni. Especially those of you in attendance. If you would like to stand. Thank you for traveling back to Wellesley to celebrate this milestone with us. And especially thank you for making the brave decision as a 14, 15, 16-year-old to come to Wellesley. You made our community better because of it. also a big thank you to your families. All of you who entrusted your daughters to Wellesley ABC. So now I'd like to introduce Beth Sullivan Woods, a member of the Wellesley Select Board. She's here to read a resolution that the Wellesley Select Board voted on and passed in honor of Wellesley ABC's 50th anniversary.
Thank you all and congratulations on behalf of the Wellesley Select Board. The resolution was passed a week ago on Monday night, and it's beautiful. It says, resolution in honor of Wellesley, a Better Chance, 50th anniversary. Whereas since 1972, the Wellesley chapter of A Better Chance, ABC, has worked to support women of color, opening doors to greater educational opportunities, helping them develop their talents, and empowering them to realize their full potential. And whereas this program has enabled nearly 100 Wellesley ABC scholars to live in the ABC House, become part of our community, and attend Wellesley High School, pursue higher education, and lead fulfilling careers. And whereas the Wellesley ABC program relies on its vital network of volunteers, resident directors, and tutors, Wellesley Public School administrators and staff, town leaders, and the entire Wellesley community who support the academic, financial, and social needs of these scholars, serve as role models and contribute so much to the program. And whereas on October 1st, 2022, today, Wellesley ABC will celebrate the 50th anniversary of this transformative program, successfully purchasing and moving into a new ABC home in March of 2020, and continuing its mission to increase the number of well-educated women of color assuming positions of responsibility and leadership in American society. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the Select Board of the Town of Wellesley, recognize these outstanding achievements and offer our sincere congratulations to Wellesley A Better Chance on this milestone anniversary. The Select Board, in witness thereof, have hereunto set our hands on this 27th day of September 2022. Lisa M. Olney, Chair. Thomas H. Altfelder, who's sitting in the center table there, Vice Chair. Myself, Elizabeth Sullivan Woods, Secretary. Colette F. O'Fron, and Ann Mara S. Lanza. And I know all of them had wished to be here and some had conflicts, but we do wish you the very best. You are an amazing, amazing program and a real tribute to what can happen with Energy and Dreams. So thank you.
I've been corresponding with for several years. I'm happy to have gotten to know them because they're both beautiful, inspirational women. And it's been really a pleasure to get to know them and all the other alumni I've been corresponding with. Rebecca Vasquez is here today. Rebecca, you can come up. Rebecca grew up in the Bronx, and she came to Wellesley when she was 15 years old, and she was a junior at Wellesley High School. She graduated in 1974, and she's the first graduate of Wellesley ABC. So Rebecca is the Vice President of Business Affairs at HBO, and she's been there at HBO for 40 years, and she is retiring next month. And shall I introduce Andrea now, or wait till we're finished? Yeah, okay. Andrea, do you want to come up here also, please? Yes. Okay. All All right, this is Andrea. It's coming up. Andrea Cutaway. So, Andrea grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and she came to Wellesley at age 14 as a sophomore. And she graduated from Wellesley High School in 1988. And she attended, oh, I forgot to say that Rebecca went to Wesleyan. I'm sorry. Very bad. So Andrea went to DePaul University, and she went to University of Illinois for her MBA. And she has worked in a variety of business roles at Miller Coors, Bain, and currently is a human resources business partner for McDonald's Corporation. I'm going to let the two of these wonderful people speak. Rebecca first, okay? And
thank you so much, Deborah. You've been a great partner. It's so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you in person. And so good evening, members of the Wellesley ABC community, fellow alums, family and friends. I'm so honored and excited to be here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Wellesley ABC program. Woohoo! Earlier today, we had a roundtable discussion at the new high school, and present were alumni and other current scholars, and it was really interesting and wonderful to hear all of us talk about what our experience was. And there was a recurring theme that I saw. And the recurring theme is the impact of the impression and the experience left by the individuals and situations that we all encounter throughout our years here at Wellesley. And there is an expression in Spanish that is called dejando huellas, haciendo huellas, which loosely translates into leaving a mark or making a mark on someone's life. And every day we leave huellas wherever we go. And as I reflect on the past 50 years of my life, I have come to appreciate all of the huellas that I have left and those huellas that have been left on me by others. And the best gift that you can receive from an ancestor is a huella in your life. My parents left many huellas in my path, and these huellas are what influence in my everyday experience. The huella that they emphasize in terms of hard work and education were through example. And that's what enabled me to leave my home at the age of 15 to pursue my education at Wellesley. Okay. Coming here, so many huellas were left by teachers and host families, but especially the resident directors, which are Bill and Dana McKinnon. When I think about the responsibility they took upon themselves, this was a couple they were in their 20s, okay? He was attending Harvard Law School, and she was a very artistic, beautiful woman. And so they took it upon themselves to take these 6 teenage girls. Just think about that, okay? It's like when I was in my mid-20s, I was glad I had a job, never mind having to care for 6 teenage girls. So when I think about the responsibility that they took upon themselves, you know, that left such a big impression, and it's something that as you get older, you get to reflect on and appreciate more, you know. And also my host family, the Tashans, which, you know, unfortunately they are no longer in Wellesley. And so the experience that I had with them, my first time going out to the Cape, I've never been to Cape Cod. We went to Wellesley, we went sailing, you know, so all of these left impressions, left huellas in my life that are all positive. And so as I continue to reflect on the other huellas that are in my life, others that I have left, impacts that I have left on them as well too. And you know, recently I had my company gave me a retirement party, And it was wonderful to hear from colleagues, older colleagues, just to hear about the impact that I had on their life, you know? So it's when you think about what we can do in terms of leaving a mark and leaving a positive influence, you know, this is what we can do here at Wellesley ABC and have been doing for the past 50 years. And that's why it's so important that we continue to do this, okay? Because this is all positive. We need more positivity. So I appreciate all of the wages that I have that have been left in my life, and also the ones that I have, the impacts that I have left in others. So that's what I want to leave everybody with. Create wages in your life. Create wages in lives of others. Okay? A little bit of positivity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, I'm just beyond happy. Omar's laughing because I'm just, this always happens because like when I flew in from Chicago and I got in the Uber and all of a sudden we made that turn into Newton and then Wellesley. Oh, I was in the back seat, just overwhelmed. And then, you know, we went into town and I'm looking for all the stores. I'm like, like all these places, but it was, I realized how much of an impact Wellesley ABC had in my life. And lately, I don't know about anyone else here, but the older I'm getting, the more I'm reflecting on a lot. Being intentional about reaching out to people who have who made an impact in my life, and being, whether it's a call, whether it's having some coffee, I've been intentional about doing this. So that's why it was so important for me to be here, because I love this program, I'm passionate about this program. I graduated the class of '88 and we're a super close class. And I've been to my 5, 10, 15, 20 good high school reunions. We're all just pretty close, but I started thinking about when I was asked to speak about, you know, yes, Wellesley, I left home at 14 and was able to get an amazing education. I had teachers, guidance counselors, a community that not only embraced me, but pushed me to strive for the best. I had a ABC house with resident directors who called us Ladies of Excellence. There was a plaque on the wall that said Ladies of Excellence. That literally just resonated with me now as I'm older. I'm like, you know, when you're young, you're like, okay, Ladies of Excellence, great, you know, that's being house, but it's not that stayed with me. That was little seeds planted at an early age. And we had there was a comfort in our Wellesley ABC house. So when I think about two things when I think about Wellesley ABC. I think the power of community and the power of allyship. And Wellesley ABC is that for me. I think about power, the word power, and that's the energy to get stuff done, right? And then I think about this community here, like this is getting stuff done. Deborah, thank you. Everyone involved here, thank you for getting this done, because there's power in numbers and in passion, and especially for a program like this. I think about being an ally, and more than ever, being an ally, it still resonates here in 2022, and how important it is to continue to lock arms for a common cause, but also seek, and we talked about this today in the roundtable, seek to ask questions, even if it's uncomfortable, right? Like seek to understand and be able to, you know, use your platform to create change. And that's what I see with the Wellesley ABC. I see, my goodness, 50 years. And it's an ally. This program is an ally. And all of you all sitting here are allies because you believe in this program, you are empowered by this program. The host parents who are here, and my host parents are here, Ms. George and Jeanette Potts, who just have loved me from day one.
not gonna cry. In the highs and the lows. And my husband's here, and I'm glad you're able to enter into a slice of my life. The woman you married, this is part of my life, you know, and a big part of it. So, you know, I just think community and being an ally. And I want to give a really cool story about allyship and how I can relate that to Wellesley ABC. My first week in Wellesley High, I was 14, at my locker, and what does everyone dread? Like going to lunch, where are you gonna sit? And I remember I was just like, my host sister was a year ahead of me, and Rebecca Potts, shout out to Rebecca Potts, star soccer player and track star, but I say that all to say, I'm dreading it, but I'm walking down the mezzanine, and I'm like, where am I gonna sit? And all of a sudden, I'm walking down the stairs, and I hear someone, I'm just like, what am I gonna do? And I heard someone say, hey you, Andrea! And I'm like, I turn around, and it's Rebecca, and she's in a table filled with like football players and basketball, people all over, you know, Wellesley High. She was popular, and so she was in a crowd, and she's like, get over here. And here I am, I'm like, okay, and I'm walking over, and she looks at everyone at the table. She's like, everyone, this is my sister. When you see her in the hallway, say hi to her. You better not walk past her. That's her, that's my sister. And you can't imagine what that did for me. That's an ally, and I challenge everyone here to do that for this program, right? Like, tell everyone about this program and embrace it, and tell everyone, you know what, ask the questions. You know, seek to understand these amazing ABC ladies who are in this audience today, and superstars, and just are my, you know, alumni and the new individuals who are in the house today. Just seek to ask questions and be that ally, because that changed my life. And at Wellesley High, I mean, I was just empowered by that. So I thank my host sister for doing that. I'm thankful for this program. I'm thankful for just the continued belief in this program, because it does make an impact as a mother. It made an impact in my son's lives. I mean, when I tell you, I was guidance counsel, principal, everything for my sons when it came to what they were supposed to and expect as, said that the whole wrong way, what they, you know, going into school. Sometimes a student of color, there are limitations put on them. I told a story today where I was at a PTA meeting, and the teacher said, oh my gosh, your son's doing really well. He's getting a C, and he's good. And I was like, wait a minute. You know, the ABC house that I grew up in, academic probation was a B-. And so, you know, it's just the impact and the foundation that was laid in my early years enabled me to challenge that, you know, and make sure that I had created a path for my children. So I think the ABC program is more than an amazing education. It really makes a real impact on a human level. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for everything that you've done for me personally. I love this program, and I truly hope that everyone continues to support and build it up, and because it's important now more than ever. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I just want to say that concludes the formal part of our evening, but the best part is upstairs, where we will have music and dessert and dancing. And I just wanted to say, for the current scholars and their families, could you just raise your hand so everybody knows where you are and you can say hi? Please join us upstairs for some fun.